I'm always normally early, except I was late for Jim Napkin today.
We're on Facebook Live, Lee, so
hello everybody, lovely to see you.
We're here, so it's great to be here, Lee. How are you?
I'm good this morning. I can't see anything yet on Zoom, but oh, there you are.
See me?
Yes. I was on it's streaming through. So hello everybody, welcome. I need to just share that to some of the groups. So if you hold on a few minutes, and maybe you want to talk to everybody while I'm sharing.
Well, it's lovely to be here, Lee. Thank you. My name is Lucia, and I support women to build a relationship with their bodies. So rebuild their relationship with their bodies, mind, and style. So I do that in many ways, but the first way is around mindset and doing a little bit of a declutter, or I guess, you know, what you were talking about today was that Lucia is going to talk about decluttering, and I have a PowerPoint that I've put together for you, Lee, and the ladies, and it's going over some of the things that we know. But it's like anything, we know some of these things, but we still try to do them a different way, you know, and we get the same result because we're not moving ourselves out of that old way of thinking, of that old thought process. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today, is talking about emotions and decluttering and clutter. You might want to record it too, Lee.
Yes, thank you so much. So much to do.
Yes.
Right, it's 10 o'clock on the dot, according to my...
Yes, and 12 o'clock here in Queensland. So yeah, that was a bit getting used to. My beautiful VA is over the same time as you. She's time zone in Manila, and I believe she'll probably be on in a minute. I'm just keeping an eye on her, because she will talk to anyone that is on the chat. So I guess I've introduced, you know, how I help people with their the emotions and the connection to clutter, but it's also connects to all those other things, our confidence, you know, like if we want to feel confident, dress confidently, you know, like we've all been taught this, but when, you know, you kind of you get caught up in the rhetoric of being comfortable, and sometimes comfortable is not, as a leader, as a, you know, someone that people are looking up to. Yeah, so as your followers, it's nice to know that you're putting the best of you forward. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So just while we're on this, and because this is for everybody learning and growing and what have you, I just want to say I've just shared it to the groups.
Yep.
But it won't let me share to my events. So
yeah, no, you basically don't need the event to, it's a way of you promoting. Facebook allows you to promote from there.
Okay.
And you retarget through your group, through your personal page, through your business page, and then other groups that you're aligned and aligned to. So, you know, if you've got 2 groups or 3 groups, you can share it that way. So
that was all the clutter I had in my head at that moment, not listening. There you are
now, right? So it's all out of up here, and I'm going to talk about that. I will talk about that shortly, because a lot of us get caught in the doing and or the shoulds, you know, we should be doing this, or I need to do that, or I want to do that, or whatever. And we need to just do. at the end of the day, we need to get in there and do. So do you mind if we just go straight into it, Lee?
Yeah, I think go straight in. And I just wanted to say, because I was busy doing all the technical things, welcome, and you're my first spotlight speaker for my Just Me Concept social media coaching group, but we're on quite a few platforms at the moment. So I want to thank you very much. And I'm so looking forward to this. I'm going to get my notebook and take some notes while you're talking. But Lucia is my business coach. She's an entrepreneur. She's a stylist. She's a wealth of information and energy, and she works really hard. So I love Lucia and all the ladies I've met through her. But it's great having you here today to be my inaugural speaker.
Thank you. Yeah. So I do a lot. I do help and support women a lot around their mindset, and particularly around their personal mindset around their body and confidence and the emotions. So the emotions and how they affect us as female leaders. And, you know, there's lots of stuff that comes up about comparing ourselves and judging ourselves and all of that. So we've been conditioned to be these people. So without further ado, I'm going to start the slide, and we can talk if there's someone that's there that maybe wants to ask a question of me, if they could just ask away, and I'll answer as much as I can. So, oh, wait on. So as you ladies know, clutter and how it affects you, our lives, right? So we think of clothes straight away. For women, we think of clothes straight away, but it's not just clothing, it's everything. At the end of the day, there's lots of reasons why clutter affects our lives, and it's as we go through, you will unravel some of the things that I've come to see as I style or unstyle some people's wardrobes in my journey. So basically, I've started working in retail when I was 16, and over that time, many years, I've seen consumers. People want just to consume things, and it come to my attention when my daughter came back last year from Spain, and she came back with a duffel bag, and I said, "Is that all you've got?" And she said, "Yeah, Mum, that's all I need." And I went, "Wow," you know. And anyway, it was quite interesting. Every time she comes into my wardrobe, she gets quite overwhelmed. She kind of doesn't understand the system or the strategy that I have in my wardrobe. So she's one of these people that doesn't need much. And, you know, we can learn lots from those people. But, and this is my beautiful family. So as you can see, I'm married to this guy. He doesn't look like that all the time. And this is my son, who I've just spoken to this morning, his beautiful family, his wife Amanda, and 3 beautiful grown-up children. And this is Miss Miller. Miss Miller is Madeline's daughter. Miss Miller is 3 in October, and she wants to be just like Nonna. So Jessie is the lady that came back from Spain last year, and Miss Natalie, who is our daughter that needs lots of extra care, and some days are harder than others with juggling. So yeah, that's just a little, I won't go into that, because that's really what where I was. I actually help women now unlock their voice and unleash their confidence. And you were with me this morning when we were talking about confidence, Lee, and just how we can, make that a possibility for women, which is so important to me. I feel that many women get caught up in the rhetoric of what they're told, and it's a limiting belief. It totally is a limiting belief. Every one of these beautiful women has something in this world to offer others, and you know, they're so skilled. You know, when I look at this, I just cannot believe the skills that these women have. So yeah, it's being able to touch people's lives and make that difference. So when I do my styling, or when I'm talking to people, I like to talk a lot about the chakras. Chakra and colors, and chakras are energy, right? They're the energy that flows through our body. And it's the source, or it's the thing that keeps us going. It's the thing that connects to all things, everything. And clutter presents itself as blocked energy. So many of us, without even really knowing, we may show signs of illness or disconnect or dis-ease. And it's purely that there's something there, either in our mindset or in our energy or in our relationships, that is blocking that energy from flowing. And look, I've had this many times in my life happen. I'm a workaholic. Lee and I will very, very regularly say on a Sunday, "Are you working today?" And I'm like, "Yes, Lee, I'm working," you know. And it's like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be resting." "Oh no, I'm just working away." And it's the way I've been raised, to have a really, really strong work ethic. And the thing is, it's been to my detriment, because each time it's happened, the first occasion was when my daughter was born. I was 22 years old. I pushed against everything to keep coping with, you know, what was being presented to me. And unfortunately, when I got to just over 40, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness from suppressing all the anger, all the grief, not asking for help, not asking for support. And after I realized that that's what it was, I began to go on this journey of change and moving and shifting what was stuck here in this me energetically. Many women have this gut, this solar plexus issue in their gut. Many women, because they've been suppressed, their voices have been suppressed, and their life force is kind of almost suffocated. So helping women uncover that that's my joy. It brings me so much joy. To see them blossom and shine is a pure, I'm put on this earth for that reason. So clutter is a reflection of what is going on in our lives. And like I said, I got that chronic illness, and I am now 16 years past that chronic illness since diagnosis. Yeah, it's amazing. For someone that, you know, was given, you know, 6 months, I'm still here. And I believe it's me dealing and taking control of my life. I've had a couple of other little incidents along the way. When I was working in markets and selling clothing, I was pushing myself too much, and it manifested in my hand. I couldn't work for 12 months because I had been pushing so much and expecting so much from my body, that my body just put up this block and went, "I'm not giving you any more energy." And I basically fell flat on my face and fractured my wrist. So our body is connected to that energy. And as you will see shortly, where there's clutter, and it doesn't have to be just our wardrobes, it can be our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, it can be the you know, the relationship with our partners, our you know, our house. It can be any of these things. Life is not always organized. We know that. You know, you can do a quick tidy up and everything looks great. But clutter prevents abundance. And this is key to what I teach. when you have a wardrobe that is only being used like 20% and there's another 70% that's not used, it's gathering stagnant energy. And I've seen it time and time again when I do wardrobe edits. There's mold, or there's you know, it's just this stagnant energy that's sitting in this wardrobe and people aren't aware of it. And you know, we live in a climate where we have humidity and all sorts of things, and understanding how that energy affects us is really, really important. And it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Some of us do, right? But watch the signs and understand the signs. Understand when you are getting really caught up in that busy head. Lee Hancock, I'm pointing to you. But I do it. Like, I know that I do it, but I really honestly make a point now of sorry, that's my son. They just know when to ring, right?
That's right.
Life is not always organized, and we know that, okay? But there's a difference between disorganized and clutter, and that's what I'm talking about. Now, clutter is all that stuff that's just layered and layered and layered. And what it does is it causes the heaviness. And Lee, if there's anyone that's got any questions, if you want to interject at any time, I'm happy for you to do that.
Sure.
But clutter causes heaviness, and it causes heaviness in our body and in our spirit. So that feeling in ourselves of weight, you know, like we've got no bounce in our energy. And we very much feel it in our bodies. So clutter is connected to what is happening emotionally. So if we're in an environment, and I hope you don't mind me using this, Lee, at the moment, but you know, you've been you've actually been forced into a situation that's not comfortable for you. So you're surrounded by all of your things, and it's just too close, it's too in, and your energy is really, really stifled. And you can feel that. I can sense that every time I've spoken about this, you see it, you feel it. And we do, and we need to give ourselves and our minds space. Space is key. Giving yourself that space is so, so important. Now, this is just a wardrobe, for instance, a snapshot. And as you can see, there is just no air, no space. You know, when you think about this, you probably suspect that there's no energy getting down to the back of that wardrobe at all, right? So this is key to having that energy flow. So source flow in, source flow out. And as you can see, we've changed colors. But as you become signs that you may have clutter in your life, is life becomes overwhelming. It gets to the point where you are unable to stay focused. You have no clarity. You have lots of unfinished tasks. And look, I was the queen of unfinished. Now I will begin and I will complete, and that will be it. I've dealt with, you know, those issues around perfection and comparison and imposter, because what happens is when we get unable to stay focused, we become very confused. As we become confused, then we start doubting ourselves. We start doing the old imposter, you know, as leaders. Oh, I'm not good enough. Imposter comes in and he starts saying, you know, things like, why would people want what you have, you know? And these are all signs that there's something going on in your life that either you need to address or you need to find someone that can talk you through it, because it's probably something that you can't see. You're in it. and this is key as well. Having a coach for many areas of your life is vital. I've got a coach for my business. I've got a coach for my mindset. I've got a coach for my spirituality. And, you know, I've got a coach for social media. So, you know, all of these people are assisting me to be the best version of myself. And, you know, when it comes to your spirituality, that's the thing that gives you your energy, that gives you the step up in the morning and let's go, you know, let's beat it. From clutter to abundance. Now, this is with your wardrobes. Now, this is a tip, Lee. I use a 70-30 strategy. And my 70-30 strategy in your wardrobe and probably in your whole house is that 70% of what you have out or on display or in your wardrobe is essentials. So it's those classic things like your black skirt, your navy skirt, your black pants, your navy pants, your jeans, and then a suit coat. You know, like we all have a black jacket. I've got many jackets. I've got a pink jacket. I've got another jacket. But you know what I mean. It's having those essentials that will then be added to something that is your 30%, which is your fashion. Like it's the fashion items that you can introduce. Say it's your bathroom. You have a toilet cleaner. You have a soap, you know, like your rack. That's essential, right? You have that all the time. But maybe you want to bring something that's a bit, at the moment, I think there's a bit of timber and stuff like that in bathrooms and homes. So maybe you could introduce some of that. So make it look a bit more modern. The thing with making it more modern looking is that you're upping your the perception that you're modern in your dressing as well. So, you know, if you were to add, at the moment, we've got pleats, right? So adding something, I've got a basic skivvy and then I've added pleats. So I've also added my chakra because that's what I talk about mostly. So, you know, it's that type of thing. We all have the basics or the essentials in our wardrobes. So start with that. Start with your essentials and then look at what isn't working in your wardrobe. What is the stuff that you haven't used for, you know, however long, and move it on. You know, do a lounge room clear out or something, you know, where you can just have a online sale and anyone that wants to shop, you can jump in there and have a shop with you. But begin with small goals. So just do small things at a time. Now, I've coached all of you ladies around, you know, beginning to take action, making it a small goal. And it's like this today, Lee, right? There was just a small goal, the small step, and then implementing it. And then now you've got this going, and it's going to be bigger and better, I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to be great because you've got all of these people in your group. And this is the only other thing I would like people to do, and this is a bit old, is join my Global Resilient Female Leaders group. It's on Facebook, and I invite anyone that is around and watching this today to come and join us. We talk about women and their wisdom, particularly women that have been in business for many years, because a lot of us have been in business for many years, and we love to share our knowledge and wisdom, and we don't want you to make the same mistakes if we can assist you and support you by not making those, and or making them, but having someone there to support you through whatever it is you're going through. Yeah,
I've just put your link for the group in the comments.
Thank you, Lee. So that was my presentation. Is there anything that's come up there that anyone's maybe asked about, or yeah, I'd love to.
There's no questions at the moment, but my friend Susanna, who's a clutter bug, really bad, and she said to me yesterday, I invited her subliminally to this call. She's not on it as far as I can see, but she might be on it. She said to me, but what if you like all the clutter? So I said, well, that's an interesting question. You can ask Lucia tomorrow.
I think I saw that, ladies, and that's okay too. Like if she loves having all of that around her, it's when it starts to affect what you're doing. So if you're happy with a lot of things around you, you know, because a lot of times it's our perceptions of what others, you know, like not judging, but it's our perceptions. We may not like a lot of stuff around, but that particular person, they like to have everything around them, and that's okay. Being okay with that, and I guess if it's not impeding your processing, and it's not you know, like preventing you from moving ahead in your life, like doing things that would make you happy in yourself, because this is key. If you want to be happy, and it sounds like she's a happy lady, you know, if she's unhappy, then maybe it's not just about the physical clutter. There could be emotional clutter, and I'm not just talking about physical, but physical will present emotionally. Now, if you're ill or you've got things going on, like I was talking about before, it will present physically. It will present in your body. And, you know, you might like all of that stuff around you, but is it presenting in any way, shape or form in your body? That's the question.
Yes. She knows why she does it, and I know why she does it.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is some, I'll
Yeah, no need to divulge, but
yeah.
there is definite, you know, mindset work around how a cluttered mind affects us physically. You know, so it does have a bearing on where we want to go and what we would like to achieve in our world. You know, like I was saying today, you know, that thing about age. I will definitely not allow age to impede me in any way from doing, you know, what I desire and who I desire to help. So if it's doing that, then by all means, you need to have a conversation with someone around mindset, and if you've got half finished tasks everywhere, then you need to look at, you know, why that is. Is there a reason behind that? Because generally, when you're in it, you can't see it, but there's generally, you know, and I can give you another story. I kept falling over prior to my fracture of my wrist, and it was a warning sign that I was pushing myself too much. I had 3 falls on my knees, really bad falls, like just smack bang onto the ground. And I was working in markets, so you know, it was heavy work, heavy physical work. And I just did not listen, did not take any notice, and unfortunately, that's what happened. It stopped me for 12 months. So you know, and many women will, I guess, their emotions, they suppress their emotions. There's a lot of suppressed emotions, particularly around the, you know, the grief of a relationship, the anger in a difficult marriage. You know, there's all these things, all these reasons why, and you know, you can directly correlate them to the emotional, the physical outcome from that emotional being. Yeah, so yeah,
I wanted to say we absorb it because it actually gets absorbed into our organs.
yeah, energy,
Uh,
right?
and then you get sick, you'll have sickness in your body.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned before, moving here for this, I think it's been 7 or 8 weeks now. 1 week was too long, but the clutters definitely suppressed me in what I want to do and how I am. So,
and I can
yes.
see today, Lee, you've got green on. And green is your message from your intuitive self to love who you are and what you are.
Okay.
Yeah, because green is, if you look at the chakras and how the chakra colors work, the energy colors, the green is heart chakra. So you're embracing yourself with all this green at the moment. So it's quite interesting that you picked green. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do blue, and then I was just like, no, I'm not doing blue today. I'm going to do green.
Yeah, and it's funny, I was going to do floral today, but I picked this bright fuchsia,
Yeah.
which is, just such a gorgeous, I guess it's almost grounding color. Pink, reds, they're all sort of grounding colors and keep you on the, straight and narrow, I guess, and not get up in your head, busy brain or monkey mind or whatever they want to call it. But definitely, if you suffer from any kind of confusion, have a look at what's going on in your physical world or relationships or any sort of boundaries or external influencing how you feel emotionally, because it does have an effect.
And then I would suggest everybody you reach out. You can reach out Lucia or to me or to somebody that you can trust and share with them, because people on the outside can see what's happening more than you. And like when we did my wardrobe, and you mentioned some things to me, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It's interesting about the stagnant energy and like abundance. A lot of people don't see the correlation between the two, but it's definitely, it's documented that most women only use about 20% of their wardrobe. They go to that 20% every day. The rest down the end is not utilized. So 80% of the wardrobes aren't utilized. So it's pretty scary when you think of that as energy, because we are all energy, that's not being utilized.
And then I try and teach my granddaughters. I mean, behind the screen and this, there's just a mess. And I keep on telling them we need to get rid of all that stuff, because first of all, they would never be able to find anything in that mess. And it's been like that for a few years. Let's get rid of that all. Just go and dump it. No sorting out, just get rid of it. And then it'll leave space to get more stuff, new stuff. But I'm trying to teach them that at the moment. So it hasn't worked yet. I think I might just go and get a big bin and put it. They probably wouldn't notice. They'd notice the empty space, but that's it.
If you actually put, left a couple of key pieces and then take the rest away, they wouldn't notice. My daughter-in-law has always done that with her children. Christmas time, the kids get all these gifts, take it all home. She brings it, to their rooms. If it's left on the floor, it's gone. Christmas Day, she does it. She just and I'm like, what a waste of money. But that's me, in my story. But yeah, she just does it. She just gets rid of it, and it's not there.
I know that my son's not going to watch this, hopefully. But I throw away things, and nobody notices.
No.
Nobody notices. It's just like amazing. And if it's because it's such clutter and they just don't want to look at it, they want to ignore it. So they actually don't even know what's in that clutter.
They're not facing it.
No.
My husband's like that. My husband's a bowerbird, and while he's been away, I've been going through his drawers and just bing, bing, and I'm just tossing things because he hasn't been in there for so long, you know, like he leaves everything out because he doesn't want to go into the drawers. And I'm like, well, that's where your things are meant to be, mate. But anyway, he's not going to listen to this either, I hope. But anyway.
We might both be in trouble.
Yeah, but
it's lovely having you here. And I just want to tell anybody, if you'd like to speak to Lucia, I've put the link in the comments on the Facebook event. And also, if you'd like to be a spotlight speaker, I'd love to have you. And we don't do multi-level marketing on the spotlight speaker, but if you've got a small business or a service that you offer, we'd love to hear about you and what you do. Have you any last words to say, Lucia?
Yeah, I'd love to offer anyone that's in the watching this a 15-minute chakra meditation, just to help them identify where the blocked energy may be in their bodies, and then you know, talking about where they might emotionally feel that energy. So I'd love to offer that to anyone that's on the call. So I'll get my VA to share the link in the into the group. Lee, will I do it?
Into the groups or the live event, because I've shared the live event to various groups. So maybe in the event on Facebook Live.
If you share,
because then it'll go to all the groups where I've shared it to, won't it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the event just sits in your page, and I don't believe, if anyone's watching and knows differently, I believe that the event just stays there, and it's just if someone comes upon it that share it. So I'll just share it into the group. I might be wrong. My VA will let me know that one. So yeah,
gorgeous VA, Reg. He should have come on the Zoom.
Don't do anymore, but anyway, that's the thing. So yeah, thank you.
That's really lovely. Thank you so much for being my spotlight speaker today. It's been an honor to have you. And I know we've, you know, had to figure it out. It took a while yesterday and today how to do it, but hopefully I'll remember for the next one next week. But I've loved having you here and learning about this, because it's definitely a problem I'm working on at the moment. So it's great having you tell it and share with us all about, you know, why we're feeling so bad. And I hope that it's hit some nerves in some women. Not that I want you to feel emotionally bad about your clutter, but it might just enlighten you on what you're suffering and going through at the moment.
And you can actually present, and Lee, look, I'm so proud of what you're doing, you know, and you're persevering, even though, you know, you've got all these obstacles at the moment. One thing I will say is that some women experience extreme fatigue, extreme headaches, extreme stomach problems when they've done a clear or a declutter, because we've shifted so much energy all of a sudden. People will present in certain ways physically in their bodies. So
okay, so I guess it's like a detox of your clutter and your emotions.
Yeah, but the week or two later, the renewed energy you will have is just amazing. Yeah, really amazing. So yeah.
Woohoo, I can't wait to move.
Me either.
I mean, I've got so much energy anyway, but everybody will be saying, oh my God, we don't need it more energetic.
Calm down.
Yes. Take it, go and get some clutter, bring it down a bit.
Yeah.
All right, it's lovely having you here. Thank you so much. I'm going to end this Zoom now, and thank you everybody for coming.